Good afternoon, students. Today we shall begin with a new chapter, that is the 100 Dresses. It is written by L. Sor Esther. So, here, before we start the lesson, I want to ask all of you some few questions and answer it by yourself. So, the questions are: how do we judge people around us? By their money, wealth, and possessions? Or there is something of more enduring value to look for in a person, or you judge them in some other way by their values, or what is it? So it is for you, my dear students, to think over yourself and find out the answer for yourself. This story is a sensitive account of how a poor young girl is judged by her classmates. Okay, so a very young and poor girl is judged by her classmates only because she belonged to a poor family and she was a migrant. Okay, so their family had migrated to America when she was very young. So her name is Wanda Petronsky. She is a young Polish girl who goes to school with other American children in an American town. So they lived in an American town. She studied along with American children, and she lived in American town in an American village. Okay, so the family originally they hailed from Poland, but due to some circumstances they had to leave their own country and come and settle in America. And how she was discriminated only because she was poor and she belonged to another country. Okay, so these other children see Wanda as different in many ways. Can you guess how they treat her? Okay, how she was treated, you can guess, and we'll find out in the story also to what extent of torture, mental torture, she had been through because of these children who had been very, very insensitive towards her. Okay, so here in the box there is an information about the Polish community. If you like, you may go through it. So I will directly go to the story. So today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat. Okay, so that was a very that day was Monday, and that day was a different day because that day Wanda Petronsky did not come to school, did not arrive in school. But nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. These two girls, especially these two girls named Peggy and Madeline, they also did not notice that she was absent, but these two were the girls who were persistently after her. They insulted her, they made fun of her. Notice her absence. Usually, Wanda sat in the next seat, next to the last seat, in the last row in room 13. So she was seated where? She was seated next to the last seat in the last row in room 13, and her classroom was room number 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. So here the rough boys refers to the boys who were not so disciplined. They used to sit there in the back benches and they were not very good in studies. That's why it's referred to as did not make good marks. Okay, so it means that they never scored good marks in their in studies. So she sat along with those boys who were rough in nature and at the same time were not good in studies. Okay, and where there was most scuffling of feet, and all the time they used to play with their feet. They never attended the class attentively. They were very, very indisciplined boys, and most roars of laughter were when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. So whenever there any joke or anything funny happened in the classroom, from that side, from the back benches where the rough boys sat, the amount of laughter and noise came out was too much, and there was so much dirt on the floor where they sat. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. No, she was not like the boys who sat there because they were not good in studies and they were not very civilized. Not like that. She was in fact a very quiet girl. She sat there because none of the other girls gave interest to her, nor did they request her to come and sit along with them. So she sat there all alone quietly. And she never laughed also that loud. Whenever she smiled, she just twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. So that expression was all. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in the seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggins Heights and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petronsky once she sat in the corner of the room. Okay, so they knew her because of her neighborhood. The place where she lived was a locality, a slum, you will call it, where poor people live, where only the laborers lived. So Boggins Height, it was named as Boggins Height. People knew her because she lived in that area and not because they were interested in her. Okay, so and she used to walk a long distance. That's why most of the time her feet were caked with dry mud. But inside the class, no one attended to her. No one bothered whether she was there or not there. No girls ever tried to speak to her or to talk to her inside the classroom. But outside the classroom, it was a different scene altogether, you'll find in the story. The time when they thought about Wanda was outside of school hours, but outside, they really wanted to talk to her. Not for good reasons, but for fulfilling their unlimited fun on her, okay? Wanda was outside of school hours at noontime. They were coming back to school or in the morning, early before school began, when groups or two or three or even more would be talking and laughing on the way to the schoolyard. Okay, so whenever they met her on the way, they would make fun of her. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. Okay, so they waited for her only to make fun of her. What happened? Monday, she did not come to school. The next day, it was Tuesday. Wanda was not in school. That day also she was absent. She did not come to school. And nobody noticed her absence. This time also inside the classroom, whether she was there or she was not there, it did not matter to anyone inside the classroom. It did not matter to Peggy and Madeline. They were not a little bothered about it, okay? And no one noticed whether she was absent or present. Then, but on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. But on Wednesday, it was different. Why it was different? Because Peggy and Madeline, who sat in the front seat with the students who got good marks, with their feet were not dirty, maybe they were not so poor like Wanda, they missed Wanda on that particular day. Why? Let us see. Peggy was the most popular girl in school. Peggy was very popular. She was very pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. All the ingredients needed to be a beautiful girl was in her, okay? Looks wise. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. Why they had noticed her absence? Because they were waiting for her on the way while they were coming to school, but to make fun of her. But unfortunately, she did not come to school and they were late for school. That is why they were missing her. They had waited and waited for Wanda to have some fun with her, and she just hadn't come. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her. Wanda Petrosky, most of the children in room 13 did not have names like that. Her name was different because she was not an American by origin. She was she was of Polish origin. That's why she had names which were unfamiliar with the American children. Usually the Americans, they have very easy names. So this particular girl, she had a name Wanda Petronsky, which was little bit different from the American names. So you see the American children, they had names like Thomas, Smith or Alan, okay? Only one boy was there. His name was Bounce, Willie Bounce. But that also was not very funny when compared to Wanda Petronsky. And she did not have any friends at all, okay? She always wore one dress only, and that also did not fit her properly. Maybe because of too much of use, it had become loose and it did not fit her. She had only one dress, and that was a faded blue dress, okay? She didn't have any friends, okay? She did not have any friends in the school, but a lot of girls liked to talk to her for the wrong reasons, okay? Uh, Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. Okay, when the children were playing, she used to stand there and look at them. They never invited her to play also. So she was, what to say, left out. She felt very left out in the school. Wanda, Pegu would say in a most courteous manner, as though she were talking to Miss Masson. Okay, Miss Masson, as if the teacher, as if she was addressing the teacher, she would pretend, Wanda, okay. Wanda, she would say, giving one of her friends a nudge, tell us how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? They tease her. They knew that she had only one dress. That's why they were teasing her, asking her how many dresses you have. And what Wanda will reply? In the most politest manner, she will reply that she had 100 dresses. And when she said 100, the others will, the little girls, they seem they seem not to believe. Why? Because such a poor girl, she always wear the same dress to school, and how comes she will have 100 dresses? They were not ready to believe. Yeah, 100 all lined up, said Wanda. Then her thin lip drew together in silence. Okay, so you will say that yes, I have 100 dresses and they are all lined up together. Okay, again Peggy will ask. Okay, Peggy is Maggie's friend. She will say, what are they? She also tease her and says that all are silken. Then she will say, yes, silk and all of different colors. Yeah, velvet too, 100 dresses. Wanda would repeat, yes, yes, all kinds of clothes I have. I have 100 dresses in my closet. 100 dresses, and people and the other girls will start laughing at her because they knew that she doesn't have that. She is just telling lie. And they will ask her questions like how many shoes she had. She will reply, 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Again, they know that she was telling lies because to school she doesn't even wear nice shoes. Also, she used to come her feet all caked up with mud. Okay, so you see, cries of exaggerated politeness, criticism, all alike, same shoes, you have 60 pairs. Then she will say, oh no, every pair is different. She had the guts to reply them back. She says that no, 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 I don't have same. I have different pairs of shoes. Then, Peggy, who had thought up this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had, finishing the walk to school alone. Okay, so these girls will tease her and she will walk alone feeling very sad. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies. Okay, Peggy was not that cruel. She was not very cruel. Okay, she always protected small children. If somebody teased them, she used to protect them. And if she saw even an animal being ill-treated, she used to cry. She would have been, don't you think this is a cruel way to treat Wanda? She would have been very surprised. Cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person else. Why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. Okay, so they were, why she told lie that she had 100 dresses? Why did she behave? She say that she had 60 pairs of shoes. Why? And why she had a name like Wanda Petronsky? It was all a kind of what to say, suspense for the children over there. They don't know why she had, because children are children after all. So but you will see how insensitive children can be at times towards their own friends, towards their own classmates, towards their own neighbors. In this story also we can see how much insensitive they have been towards Wanda by asking her questions which did not please her at all. As for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many these and that was had bothering her. Maddie was poor herself. Okay, so Maddie was also a poor girl, and that's why Peggy was asking Wanda all these things. Though she was her friend, she did not like. So she, because she herself used to wear clothes given to her by someone else. Okay, so that was the reason why she never wanted that her friend Peggy should ask all these questions to Wanda. But she could not help. She did not want to hurt. She did not want to hurt. She did not want to hurt her friend, her best friend. That is why she refused to tell her anything. Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied them marbles in the palm. So when her friend was asking such questions to Wanda, she was not very interested. She did not like the behavior of Peggy towards Wanda. Okay, but suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next. So, but she was worried. She never went and told them that she was not liking. Why? Because maybe again they will start the same game on her. If once they come to know that she is also poor, she also wear clothes given to her by others. So she does not want to disclose her real identity, and that's why she never told anything to Peggy. But she was poor. She wasn't poor as, but she was not that poor as Wanda. Perhaps she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petrosky. But deep inside her heart, she thought that Peggy must stop teasing Wanda. She was feeling really bad for Wanda. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not to make fun of Wanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly. Today, she is sad also. At the same time, she is happy. Why? Because today they will not be able to make fun of whom? Fun of Wanda, because she is absent. And in the class also, her mind was somewhere else. She was thinking of all the things which Peggy used to ask Wanda, and she was half-heartedly in the school. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. She wanted to tell Peggy so much that stop teasing Wanda. But again, if she tells this, she thought that Peggy will not be friends with her and she will start teasing her as well. That was the fear in her mind. Okay? So she stopped. And in this way you'll see she thought deep in her mind that Peggy should realize that whatever she is doing is wrong and that she should stop bothering Wanda or having fun with Wanda. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the knot she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong. So, since Peggy was a very popular girl, so and since Maddie was her friend, that's why she wrote a letter. She was beginning to write a letter telling Peggy not to bother Wanda anymore, but she tore the paper. As for Wanda means she is not that important. Why? Because she lives in a neighborhood which is very poor, that is called Boginside, okay? And she was a very quiet girl also, okay? She never said anything to except the time when she was asked how many dresses she had. Then she replied that she had 100 dresses. And one time, when some of the students asked her what are the color, what was the color of the dresses she had, she said that one was pale blue with colored trimmings, and the other was a jungle green with a red sash. Okay, red color and green color combination of green and red. Then the children started laughing and said that if you wear that green and red dress, you will look like a Christmas tree. The girls had said in pretended admiration. They were just taunting her. They were just being very unfair to her. Thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest for girls. Okay, so there was a drawing competition in the school, and she was thinking who is going to win the competition. For these girls, this contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys of designing motorboats. Okay, the competition was held in the school, and the girls were given to design dresses, draw dresses, and the boys were given to design motorboats. Peggy was very good in drawing as well. Okay, she was beautiful, she was smart, good in studies as well as good in drawing as well. At last, that's what everybody thought. Okay, so everybody thought that definitely who is going to win the competition. It was Peggy who was going to win the competition. Oh, Mary was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winner. Then they know. So, but the result was going to be the next day. So they will come to know who had won the competition. The next day it was raining. It was drizzling. It was raining very slightly. Okay, Mary and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they did not wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street. Whenever it rained, they did not wait for Wanda to tease her. But when there was no rain, then only they waited. But on that particular day, it was raining and they had only one umbrella. And so they both came hurriedly to school. And then the street that far away under the railroads and the hill led to Boggins Head. Anyway, they weren't taking chance on being late today because today was important. They don't want to be late. Why? Because Wanda may come or may not come. For the last 2 to 3 days, she has not come to school. And if they wait for her, again, maybe they will become late, like the previous day. And today, plus, they were going to declare the drawing competition result, and she did not want to be late. Both of them did not want to be late. Maddie was very sure that Peggy would win the competition. Do you think Miss Masson will announce the winners today? Asked Peggy. Oh, I hope so. The minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course you will win, Peggy. Hope so, said Peggy. Peggy was also very confident that she was going to win the competition. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped shop and gaps. There were drawings all over the room, on every ledge and windowsill, dazzling colors and brilliant lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them all lined up. This must be the drawings for the contest. So what happened? When they entered the room, there were so beautiful, wonderful drawings of dresses all lined up. It was about 100 of them. Okay, so they thought that it maybe somebody has drawn it for a competition. There must be the drawings for the contest. They were everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly, and so beautiful they were that whoever saw them admired them. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Masson announced the winner. Jack Bagels had won for the boys. Okay, from the boys' side, a particular boy by the name Jack Bagels had won the competition, she said, and his design for an outboard motor was on exhibition in room 12, along with the sketches by all the other boys. So the teacher announced that in the room number 12, the sketches were all hung up, and the winner was Jack Bagels. As for the girls, she said, okay, Miss Masson was announcing that as for the girls, and what it was, she said, although just 1 or 2 sketches were submitted by most, one girl in room number 13 should be proud of her, okay? One girl and all the classmates in room number 13 should be proud of her. Why? Because the other girls, they submitted 1 or 2 sketches only. But this girl, okay, in from room number 13, this one girl actually drew 100 designs. She had designed at least 100 designs. 100 design. Can you imagine? All different and beautiful, and no 2 dresses were similar. Everything was similar and unique and very beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any of the drawings is worthy of winning the prize. I'm very happy to say that Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls' medal. So the teacher announced that who was the winner. It was none other than the girl who came from Boggins Heights, all the way walking with a muddy feet, wearing a faded blue dress. Okay, so she had won the competition. Unfortunately, Wanda had been absent from school for some days and is not here to receive the applause that is due to her. Unfortunately, she is not here to receive her prize. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Miss announced that, yes, maybe she will come back tomorrow to collect her prize. Now, class, you must file around the room quietly and look at her exquisite drawings. So the girls who were taunting her were put to shame. Now Miss Masson announced that you girls, I have displayed all her paintings in the room. You go and watch them properly and you admire them. The children burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in their mouths and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. Even the boys, they seemed happy, and though they were not interested in dresses, they also whistled. They put their fingers in their mouths and they started whistling. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. That's the blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful? Look, Peggy, you remember when we asked her about what color dress she had? She was telling that she had a blue dress and green with red color also. You remember that? this she was talking about this dress, you know. That's the beautiful one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, said Peggy. And here's the green one, boy. And I thought I could draw. Okay, so it says that, yes, Peggy said, and here's that green one, boy. And I thought I could draw. Okay, so he's saying that Peggy also realized that she was not the only one who was good in all the activities. There were some girls who were poor but very talented. She also realized that on that particular day, but the realization came little late. Why? Because the girl did not come. She was absent, and it is not known whether she will come or not. Students, so this is part 1 of the 100 dresses. I will send another video on part 2, which will be continued. Okay, so thank you for attending the classes.